Guys, welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're looking at lithium iron phosphate battery. This is from a company called Lipuls. And we're looking at this 300 amp hour battery. This is like an awesome battery that you would want for like your RV. You can use this for your home solar use. If you're doing a trolling motor, all kinds of uses where you'd have a 12 volt battery, this is a solution. Not only is it going to be lighter, but it's going to have more capacity. It's going to have more charge cycles. This is a great replacement battery for a lead acid battery for a lot of situations. So today I'm going to put it in my RV. As you can see here from the label, it's a 12.8 volt nominal voltage, capacity 300 amp hours, and then the capacity at a 60 amp draw, it can last up to 300 minutes, and the energy is 3840 watt hours. It does have a self-discharge of less than 3% per month, so if it's just sitting, it will discharge itself. This can also be charged at a 60 amp rate. The maximum charge current is 200 amps, and the recommended charge voltage is 14.6 volts. Maximum continuous discharge current is going to be 200 amps, peak charge current 300 amps, and the BMS discharge cutoff current 450 amps. Now the weight of this battery is around 72 pounds, which is a lot lighter than a lead acid battery equivalent of this same type of battery and same type of capacity. You don't have to worry about the discharge. So in this, like RVing for example, if you have lead acid batteries, the kind where you have to check the water levels, there's maintenance involved. This has no maintenance. It's completely sealed. It can be mounted inside, outside. It doesn't have to be vented, so there's a lot of advantages in that regard. But it can also be discharged down to zero. You can discharge the entire capacity of this battery, 300 amp hours, and charge it right back up, and you wouldn't have done any damage to the battery cells. It can do that over 4,000 times over charge cycles. So tons of charge cycles. For me, this could last over 10 years. This battery bank in a lead acid battery, which is what this RV came with. Those type of battery systems, they can only discharge about 50% until you start doing damage. After a 50% discharge, you're damaging the cells when you recharge it back up. So not only do those not last very long to begin with, you're lucky to get 2, 3, 4 years out of those, but if you start deep discharging those and you charge them back up, not going to last as long in those situations. So a 300 amp hour lithium iron phosphate battery is almost equivalent to over 400 to 500 amp hour lead acid battery bank. Really get a lot more power for the size, comparison, and the money with these kind of batteries. A few years ago, there were not a lot of affordable solutions when it came to lithium iron phosphate batteries. There just wasn't. The lead acid batteries were a third or a fourth of the cost of something like this. Now, companies like Lipuls are putting out these kind of batteries, and it's just a little bit more than the lead acid equivalent. So that's why this just makes so much more sense of replacing this in your RV or wherever you need a 12 volt battery. A deep cycle battery makes so much more sense, because for the same kind of battery bank, I'm going to have to pay $600-700 for that. This battery is just a little bit more than that, or is around that same price, and so you can get a lot better performance for almost the same amount of money for a lead acid battery bank. You want to get a charger? I picked this one up, and I'll leave a link to this one, but this one can charge multiple types of batteries: lead acid, AGM, lithium, and the lithium iron phosphate. This only is a 20 amp charger, but when you get these batteries, they're not fully charged. They're maybe 20, 30, 40% capacity. And so I put this on the charger, left it on overnight. Overnight it was topped back up, so it's ready to go. Comes with 2 sets of terminal lugs, and these terminal lugs, the screw actually comes out of them, and you get 2 sets of those. They do come with a washer and a lock washer on there. And then you have a service card, and you've got just an instruction card here, some basic information. All right, I do want to point out a feature here. If we take these terminal lugs off, it comes with 2 separate sets, and they appear to be the same exact size. Now, the threads are not very long. This is not a very long stud on here. I almost have 4 or 5 positives, 4 or 5 negative cables. I wouldn't be able to stack these up here. So if we see here, I put this on like this, there's not a lot of threads left. There's not a lot of room on this. If you have, let's say you have 3 or 4 positives and 3 or 4 negatives in your battery bank setup, you're going to need to use some kind of a distribution block to run all those to, and then you can run the positive and negative from this battery to that distribution block to help with the managing the cables here. So if I just get a 13 millimeter socket here, I can just tighten those down, and it turns a couple times, but even just having those two, now that's pretty secure on there. I really wouldn't want to have any more. So 2 is probably the maximum that I would put on here. And then I could put 2 on my negative side. Because they provide extra studs here, extra terminal lugs, it would be nice if some of them were a little bit longer, so that way that you could mount multiple cables and it not be a real tight squeeze. All right, so here's my battery compartment. I have my old lead acid batteries out of here. I have these distribution blocks here that I have my positives and negatives going to, and then I just have one positive, one negative going from there. That way it's going to make it a little more convenient to pull the battery in and out, make kind of get all those up there. That way I don't have to run I have 4 positive wires, and they just won't fit on this terminal with this screw right here. So this is the way to do it. I'll only have one positive, one negative, and they'll go to this distribution block, and that'll make it a lot easier installing this battery. I'm going to set this in my battery compartment here. And this is pretty, I mean, it's just over 70 pounds, so it's pretty easy to move around. All right, and then I got some 2-foot cables to go from my distribution block to the battery leads, and this is like the perfect distance for this. So that way I can have this sitting like this. I can just strap it down. There's a couple tie down points. I'll just put a strap around this, tie it down, and it'll be all set to go. All right, with the battery terminals on here, I'm just going to use my 13mm socket wrench and tighten the bolts down. That way it's going to make sure those connections are nice and tight, and that way it's not going to come out. I like that there's these straps on the side of the battery. I can put a strap through like this roped handle here and down through the bottom, cinch it up that way, make sure it's nice and secure. And then over here on the side, I have another spot here, a little opening here. I can run a strap through that over the top. Just keep it secure. You don't want this moving around. You don't want this to damage any of the cables or the connections in here. So just making sure you have enough room in your compartment and that the battery cables are going to reach, and making sure that it's nice and tight and secure. The battery all hooked up and tight and secure, I can come into the RV, hit the use switch so I can turn all the power onto the RV, and then I can test out a few of my lights. I also want to test out my inverter. My inverter shows what the house battery voltage is. You see here it's with 13.5 volts, which is great. It means I've got a full battery. I'll be able to monitor that. So everything looks like it's good to go. I'm ready to start using it. A couple of considerations you want to consider when installing a lithium battery in your RV. This is my lithium BIM battery control module. It's going to help charge this while I'm driving. So the alternator is going to charge this. It's going to help keep the alternator from burning up, because these lithium batteries can take a lot of power. So that's an option. Or you can do a DC to DC battery charger, so from your chassis battery to your house battery. Also, I can change the converter, which is inside the RV, that charges the battery while it's plugged in. So there's a couple considerations when adding lithium to your RV, a couple things you might need to change over. But as you can tell, installing the physical battery is pretty simple, pretty straightforward with connecting the wires. All right, as you saw, this is pretty easy, pretty straightforward to install. Anywhere you're putting a deep cycle battery, you can put one of these Lipuls lithium iron phosphate batteries, and it's going to give some great power, great usage, and it's just going to work really well. I will give a update after I've used it for about 6 months. I'll do an update video just so you can kind of get an idea, how it's held up, any issues or problems. I don't foresee any. It's got a great warranty period, and I'm excited to be able to use this in this RV. It's really going to make using it off grid or not plugged in a lot easier, a lot more useful. So guys, be sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, and see the link to this down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.